Okay guys, I'm back. I just went ahead and put the V block on top of this 3/8 plate and just put a couple of tacks, 3 tacks on both sides just to get it held in place while I was setting up, you know, everything here. I didn't want it to shift on me. And so what I'm going to do now is just go around and just finish burning in this, you know, the V block to the base. But what I'm trying to do is prevent this plate from warping. So it'll be easy for me to warp this plate if I TIG welded this in and just ran a continuous TIG bead all the way around. A lot of heat was spread and it would start trying to warp this thing. So in order to not warp it, I could TIG weld it in this area, stop, move maybe to this area, move to the other side, just keep moving around. Just, you know, running maybe 3-inch beads maybe, and just keep moving around. Or I can just take my my MIG welder and just do the same thing. So what I'll be doing is just welding in this section here. I'll stop. I might go to this section and then hop over the other side, just trying to move the heat around so one area won't build up with too much heat, because I must keep this plate flat. I mean, it's a thick plate, 3/8, but I've welded, I was welding up the Sculpture Guardian, and there's a plate that sits on top where the brake rotor sets. That plate is 1/2 inch thick, and I just welded across the top of the I-beam, and I can see the plate going from straight to bending. So I have to let it cool off in order for it to straighten back out. Because had it not straightened back out, that would have been a huge mess. It would have been trying to straighten that 1/2 inch plate out after it has, you know, bent. That would have been very difficult. So it was just thankful to God that when I let off the heat, it just reshaped itself, almost perfectly straight again. So what I'm trying to do is not warp this one. So I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna have to just kind of move around, tack a little bit, move, tack, move, like that. So when you guys are doing this, don't try and just run a complete bead. You run a bead, you stop, you move. Just keep moving around. You keep moving, then let it cool off a little bit while you're on the other side. Then you come back to this side and weld a little bit more and move to the other side. And that way you're allowing the metal to kind of cool down, and it'll help prevent it from warping. And they also clamp the metal down with these clamps all around it, just to help to keep it as flat as I can keep it. So let me get my gear on, get my helmet, then get these gloves on, and I'll move you guys in just a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'll be just kind of welding in this section first, and then I'll probably go to this area, and then I'll jump to the other side and just keep going like that. So I won't make you guys suffer by watching this whole thing. I just want to just kind of show you how I kind of do it. All right, so here we go. think I'll go about that far. I'll just clean up a little bit of this. And then I'm going to move in this section here. Then I'll jump to the other side. I have this side tacked down because I don't want it raising up on me. So I'll just do maybe 2 or 3 inches here. I'm trying to stay right in that corner. I want to get the same amount of weld on the upper and lower portion. So, like I was just saying, my goal was to get weld on here and down here. I want to be right in that corner. I don't want more weld up here than down here, nor do I want more weld down here than up here. I want it as equal and even as possible, right in there, right in that section. All right, let me do something on the back side. The welds are laying in nicely. No cold lap. They look good. Get this section here. So when you weld, guys, just remember your welds are art as well. A lot of people appreciate the welds when they see them. So don't just throw a bunch of globby welds on there and think that's okay, because people look at those welds as well when they're thinking about buying. Let's see if I can get you in just a little bit closer to the action here. All right, I'm gonna do another 2-inch or so bead. I remember when I first warped a plate, when I was making a base, when I first started, I thought I could just get, a hammer and some crowbars and bend it back in place. But with the thick metal I was using, there was no way. It didn't budge. So that plate stayed warped the whole time. It never changed it. We sold it, but when you ground, you can sometimes it'll straighten out because of the force of the boats going to the anchors going to the ground. So when you're doing this stuff, just keep in mind you want to keep your plate flat and just burn it in. Don't just have your weld sitting on top of the metal. You want to get those welds burned in. And when you get finished welding around here, when you turn that plate over, you should be able to see the haze marks coming through the bottom of where you welded. That lets you know that you got some penetration. Okay, I'm gonna do a few welds on this edge here. And this is the side that I'm gonna keep it elevated some. This is elevated because I'm gonna leave a little section in here without weld on it as a drain hole. And then on each of the blocks going up, I'm gonna have a little drain hole on each block as it goes up, just to remove the condensation. All right, here we go. As I'm going along, I'm just trying to remember that I will leave a section open for the drain hole somewhere close to center. This is about an 1/8 inch gap that I left down here for the drain hole. And like I've said before, guys, whenever you're making these pieces, always leave a drain hole. Wherever water, moisture can build up, you must have a drain hole. All right. And with this one, I just went ahead and just welded it up. This section's a lot shorter than that section over there. All right, so let me go to the other side. All right. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll move my ground over from here to the other side. And again, I'm just tacking hot, and then the next tack will be on top of that tack, about 1/4 of the way up that tack. And I'm just going down the line. What I think I'm gonna do this time is go a few more and I'll stop and jump to the other side down here. Let that cool a little bit. Go to here. Yeah, wire burned back. Just trying to stay consistent, keep my lines consistent. Do not want one weld up high and one down low. Just want to keep them consistent. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this out in here. I think the metal is not, yeah, the metal is nice and cool. I can lay my hand on there all day. Don't feel any heat coming. So must be doing a pretty decent job of controlling the heat, so I'm happy with that. Just take my wire brush and just kind of clean it up a little bit. All right, here we go. All right, let me get this on this last little section right here. And that'll be it. I'll just let it cool for a while. It's nothing like welding. I like TIG welding best. I like MIG welding as well. Especially when I'm doing something like this. It has to be more accurate. Of course, I'll be using the TIG welder, but I like doing this as well. I used to be a lot faster with my MIG welding than my TIG welding, but it's not much of a difference now. I've really been able to work on the speed with my TIG welder. So I would have been just as fast with my TIG welder as I am, you know, doing this. All right, guys, so there you have it. I just have just a little bit of a small little area, maybe 2 inches, about maybe 4 inches on the back side to finish tacking up or welding up. But you wouldn't be able to see that. So I mean, but that's basically how I do it. It wasn't really necessary to just run a continual bead because of how hot I burn this thing in. I might put a few tacks on the inside. It's not necessary, but just since it's open, I might just put a few tacks on the inside just for the heck of it. And I still have to just put a hole in this plate just for drainage. I have the one drain hole on this side, then I'll put one on in the bottom. But I just don't want just to have one in the bottom, and if it's set on concrete, it'll be difficult for that hole to drain because it's sitting right there on the concrete, so I want to have a second hole here. But that's pretty much how it's done, guys. The V block is for the most part welded to the flat plate, and then it'll be time to just put the sculpture on top and just go ahead and weld that in. So what I'll probably do is just let you guys see a picture of the the final piece standing up. I mean, that'll be kind of boring seeing me down on the ground welding this to the bottom of that piece. So you've seen the best parts. So that's going to do it for this video. And if you guys would be so kind to like, subscribe, and do all the other YouTube stuff you guys know how to do, I greatly appreciate it. It would help the channel. And it would just afford me to be able to continue bringing you guys content. All right, guys. So I'll see you on the next one. And as usual, peace out.